Hey everyone, Livy here, back with another video. This time, I'm excited. I have another VR. This VR came out a little bit ago, but life's been chaotic for me, so I've kind of only gotten to it now. This is, I believe, called Comical Cards by Julie at Peekaboo Rose. If that's not the exact naming and things, I'll just fix that when I actually upload the video. But I am excited to do this tag because it is fun to look at your cards and think about the ones that you find. In this case, it's the ones that you find funny, right? Also, I'm kind of talking low because my partner is still asleep, and also because my voice is still wonky. I hope that ever gets fixed. Seriously, I don't want to have damaged vocal cords forever. But anyways, as you can see, I have quite a few cards and decks to talk about today. I did find some that were very funny to me. I'll push some of these off to the side. I only have one full deck to really talk about that's funny, but kind of let's get into it. So when I was looking through my tarot decks, I don't usually look at my cards and think of laughter because I guess the way that I use tarot, I wouldn't say it's necessarily just like shadow worky, but I do tend to not use it as much for lighter related things. So sometimes just to laugh at your cards can take a little bit of time from you. And sorry, I am more armed with my morning coffee. So let's get into it. So, from the Paulina Tarot, I really found myself only laughing at 3 cards in particular because, this deck isn't meant to be a funny deck. It's like based off of, I don't know, it's fantasy. It's got this like very detailed style, and it's also, you know, like kind of Victorian-esque in nature, so you wouldn't think this deck is really funny. And I wouldn't say, like, for instance, this guy, the King of Wands, you wouldn't say at first glance that he's funny, but I kind of I get a little chuckle out of his face because it's so smug. And it's kind of just a funny scenario. It's like, why are you so smug? What the hell is going on with this lion head in the middle of it? There's a snake that looks like it could bite him at any time. But at the same time, he's just like smug and living his life. I don't know. He's interesting. This card's probably the funniest to me, or these two, both actually. So, what I find funny about the moon card in this deck is just how the dog looks like so angry and terrified. And this moon is so pissy and mad looking at this dog. He's just kind of like, and what the fuck are you looking at? I don't know. I don't know why it makes me giggle, but they're just like so perpetually pissed off at each other. I have no clue why they were drawn like that, but it's kind of funny. And then, I talked about this in my favorite, like, Pentacles video. But for me, it's this horse. I don't know why this horse makes me laugh so much. I guess it's just, like, it looks like it has, it's, you know, that meme of, like, one fear. It looks like it has one fear, and it's literally just this person on its back trying to, you know, balance those pentacles. He just doesn't, oh my goodness, he just looks like he's not having a great time. It gives me a little bit of a chuckle. Now, from the Northern Animal Tarot, I know that deck's not really funny, it's more like cute, but I do find these 2 cards really funny to me. The Fool from this deck is so funny. The Fool doesn't usually make you think, oh, haha, let me laugh. But I think it's the fact that this poor, by the way, this is an insect. Sorry, I know people don't like insects, but it's the fact that this poor ladybug is trying to get this mice not to fall. And it's like, oh no, what are you doing? And its arms are out trying to catch him. It's like, no. It's more of like a little giggle, but it's not a rip roar. But this one, every time, oh my goodness, every time I see this judgment card, I start laughing. I know it's so bad. It's not supposed to be funny. But like, it's like dark humor, you know? Like, this poor moth is so done with life. It's just walking straight into the fire. And all the bugs around it, like all the other ones around it, are just like, no, don't go in. And they're trying. He's just done. He's just like, yep, I'm done with everything. Goodbye. I'm gone. Peace out. I will see you never. This is a vibe, honestly, in a bad way. I'm sorry, but it kind of is. I love it. I don't know. Every time I see it, I just start laughing. Probably shouldn't be again, but you know. Now the next ones are from, I'm like dropping my cards in the background here. Sorry about that. The next ones are from the 5-cent tarot. Another coffee sip. I feel like I should just put this over here. By the way, yes, my mug does say chocolate is always the answer, and it always is. Just saying. Anyways, I have the 5-cent tarot in me. It has like, what is this called? Cold stamping. And I have the lavender edition, so when I put mine together, it looks like that. Anyways, this 4 of buttons is probably only gonna ever be funny to me now. And it's only because, for those who don't know, I work in education, and like a little bit ago, we went on a field trip and we went to the zoo, or kind of a zoo in my city. And the kids I was, chaperoning, they saw the lemurs and they were like, they used to call me by my last name. They're like, why do the lemurs look like little old men? And I kind of looked at them and I was like, what? And then I looked at the lemurs and then I thought, oh my God, they do look like little old men. And this card with the little hat doesn't help situations. So now every time I see this card, I just kind of giggle. It's just a little bit. It's just like little old men lemur. That's just a personal one. Like, that's not going to be funny to anybody else if they saw this. Now, this sun card kind of makes me laugh because it's, like, kind of ridiculous. I mean, everything about this deck is very ridiculous and, like, vintagey and silly. But this card makes me laugh because it's like, why is the lizard riding this? Why is it a lizard riding a horse? Like, I don't understand. It's like one of the weirdest. It's just like a weird, like, what the fuck kind of image. But it makes me laugh. Even though I can't really like ha ha right now because my throat. It's not a fun time for somebody who likes to laugh. Anyways, this deck, this card, this mostly makes me chuckle because it's like, I don't know why to me. Like, why does this card look like a hunting advertisement? It is so weird. It's like, why? Why is it like this? I don't know. But I also find it funny that this, like, kangaroo is literally riding its baby around in, like, one of those carriages. I guess this one always makes me laugh because it's like, have you ever seen, oh man, it was a lot of cartoons in the 90s. They used to have, like, this joke, this gag that would happen where you would see a carriage like this and there would be, like, a baby in it. And then the kick in those shows would be, like, the baby got switched with something else. whether it was like something riding by or something went on with the baby. So I don't know why this style of carriage always just makes me laugh and think of those old cartoons. And in that way, it's funny. It's like, girl, you have a pouch. You don't need a baby carriage to take your baby in. Oh my goodness. It's just silly and very extra. So that's from the 5-cent tarot. Now, the next ones are from the Lord of the Rings tarot. And this is more situational, again, funny for people who like Lord of the Rings, right? And well, yeah, I'll start with this order. Now, I mean, I cannot take Gollum seriously, Smeagol. He has so many funny lines in the movies, especially. And I cannot, when I flip him over and you see his stupid face, I'm like, oh my God. And then there's the ring, right? His precious that he is obsessed with. I mean, this is a great hangman card in general. Like, he's the perfect hangman. But his stupid face with the ring, I cannot. Every time I see this, I'm like, oh my goodness, I love it. I both love it, but it's just both hilarious too, just like the way Gollum Smeagol is depicted. It is hilarious. Now this card, I forget who they say his name is. He's someone from the books. If you haven't read the Lord of the Rings books, you're not going to know who the hell this is. He wasn't in the movies. But this guy, this hobbit is so hilarious to me. Because look at him. He's holding the cup. And he is absolutely beat this orc to shit. This orc is literally hiding from him in a hole with a little bump on his head. I'm like, bro, this hobbit is smaller for sure than you. And you are afraid of it because it has already bopped you. This card is so funny. Like, I love it. So, oh my goodness. It's so ridiculous. Like, it's the orc. And of course, the most hilarious for me is always going to be Gimli. I mean, Gimli is everything. But in the movies especially, he is so funny. Because, like, you know, the whole thing with him in competition with Legolas over who could kill more enemies, like who could destroy more orcs and urukai. It is so fucking funny. And then, of course, this orc here, poor thing, has already been, like, you know, slashed in two in the head. And Gimli just has the most smug, kind of creepy expression, too. Like, the way he's illustrated. His teeth are, like, these little, like, I don't know, gremlin-looking teeth. This is just so funny. I just love it. It's so... It's so funny to me, this deck. And these are the only two that are, like, really funny. The rest, of course, most of the Lord of the Rings tarot is pippish in nature. Or they depict, like, these really beautiful illustrations of the characters. But these three in particular are really funny to me. Next up, I have here... the White Sage Tarot. Now, this deck is really... Oh. These ones are funny to me. More in, like, the cute little giggle, like, oh, look at them. So cute with their little cups of tea. Or their cups of coffee. Like, look at him with his coffee. Look at them. They're just so cute. Especially the king. So cute. It gives, like, a little chuckle because these ones are just so cute. But these ones are funny in a different way. The White Sage Tarot is like a really strange deck in general because it's like also Pippish, but then it has like these really ridiculous animals, and then it has like random Egyptian like myth stuff tied into it. This emperor, this emperor is everything to me. Like, what? Its face is so derpy. I don't know what is going on with him, but he sends me every time. This is why do you look like that? Oh my goodness. He is so ridiculous. But he gives off those emperor vibes, like kind of like the pissed off emperor. The sloth too, the hermit. It's like, why do you have a hoodie? I guess that's like you trying to get comfortable and hide away, but you're already a sloth. You go at your own pace anyways. It is just so funny. And then these next ones, oh my God. These make me laugh because it's more like, I don't understand them. I laugh more because I don't understand them. Like, White Sage Tarot has all these like cute depictions of animals, and it's almost kind of like a sea aesthetic. And then you give these fucking like cats swords, and it's like, why? Why is this so ridiculous? Like this Queen of Swords and her sword, and she looks so serious. Like, why? This one, this one gets me every time. Why? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Why would you give a cat a sword, and why does it look so serious? I'm like, oh my God, I cannot take it serious. This is fucking ridiculous. Even this one, like this is the word, like this is like the most nicest looking depiction, but it looks so silly. And then this king in his face, and he's showing off his sword, and he looks so like serious and strong. It's just like, please, you're a freaking cat holding a sword, and I don't know why, and I don't understand it. It is so weird to me. Next. These are from the Ocean Tarot. Which I will, by the way, it was viewer requested. I am going to do a walkthrough of this deck soon. Sorry. Oh no, that's gross. Sorry about that. Ocean Tarot. Why does this make me laugh? Well, let's just start off with the fact. This is more dark humor. But as soon as I saw this card, I both like laughed and kind of went, oh no. Because this is like the perfect hangman. Is this poured swordfish hanging up on the wall? It's already part of somebody's home. you know, you've seen these. I mean, I don't know if it's like a universal worldwide thing, but for some reason in American like restaurants sometimes, they think it's just cool and funny to hang like a swordfish up on the wall. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's the hangman, and it makes 100% sense. I find this more funny because, oh my God. Look at this freaking octopus riding atop its majestic turtle. And this turtle's got like this derp kind of face, like serious face to it. And the school fish are hanging the wands, and it's their victory, and he's going along, and look at him. His little arm is holding it. This is just so funny to me. It's like, oh my God, an octopus would do that. Seriously. And this one, I shouldn't laugh. This is like dark humor. I shouldn't laugh, but this poor penguin, look at its options. Like, that's sad, or like kind of happy sad, but it could have like a baby. There's like a ghost penguin inside of it. Like, why? But then you get this freaking terrifying option of it could pick a polar bear and get absolutely ripped to shreds. I don't know why. I'm like, oh no. It's just like, again, darker humor, but kind of makes me giggle. This one is always going to be perpetually funny to me because I even talked about this in my Pentacle video. This scene here, of course, this crab reminds me of Finding Nemo. And it doesn't help that there's freaking birds in the background where the crabs are fighting with the seagulls. They're trying to go after them and they're going, mine, 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 mine. And every time I see this card, I just giggle a little because it reminds me of that scene. So funny to me. And this one's just funny because, oh my God, look at this. Look at this shark. He is so derpy. And with his sword in his mouth, he's like a desperado. Oh man, he's ridiculous. And then like the jewelry and everything. I just laugh every time I see the shark. And it's the same kind of effect with this Page of Pentacles. Like he looks like so like happy and giggly. But it's like, why are you dressed like that? It is this deck is so funny and like very, I don't know if it intends to be this funny, but it just kind of is. It's just like, it's like, why are they dressed like that? Especially this one. It looks like he's wearing like gloves or he has like, I don't know what on his hands. And then he has the cutest little hat with the feather. I don't know why. Like, this is so silly and ridiculous. I don't know why. So they're just more silly, ridiculous, and that's why I find these cards funny. Now, the next ones are legitimately, I think, funny to me. This is from the Wonderworld Tarot by Bush Kitty. I find this deck really, like, as you can see, there's quite a bit of cards that are really funny to me because the art style in this deck is already more comical. It's kind of like whimsical, playful, and bright colors. It's just a very silly deck. But these are like the most silly cards kind of in the deck to me. Like, oh my God. What is happening here? Like the Queen of Hearts being the devil. And she's like trapped her poor king. But this fucking Jabberwocky. Every time I see this thing's face, it is so ridiculous. I cannot. I don't know why. It is so ridiculous. I cannot take this card seriously at all. And then, of course, there's this. This is more dark humor again. Because look at these poor oysters. They don't even know what's coming for them. They have these cute little faces. But then you have this really ridiculous walrus who's smoking a cigar. And you know he's tricking them. He's about to, you know, eat them up for lunch. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like, again, I guess I notice I laugh at things that are not supposed to be funny. It's like very dark humor. But I just laugh at this card because it's like, oh no. This 7, oh my God, the 7 is just so funny to me because his freaking face, look at his face. It is so silly. And his nose, I didn't even notice his nose is like so funny. And he's just la 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 painting the roses red because if he doesn't, you know, off with your head. Oh my goodness, his face is everything. It's so funny to me. It's such a funny card. I probably should do a whole walkthrough of this deck because 7 of Coins, like being proud of what, like planting the seeds, like painting the roses red. It's so funny. Oh my God. And this scene, this is so funny to me too. This is the 8 of Cups. The pig, I cannot. This is not something that would be, so what's really interesting about the Wonderworld Tarot, for those who are not like Alice in Wonderland, like nerds is that this deck really combines not only the movie, like Disney version of Alice in Wonderland, it combines things from the books, and it also combines things from the other, I think Tim Burton's takes on Alice in Wonderland, and it also combines, like, I'm pretty sure it's the 1999 version of Alice in Wonderland. So it's got like a few different versions plus the book stuff in it. This freaking pig is from the book. Oh man, that family is so funny in general. Like, that's still one of my, like, if you see the 1999 version of Alice in Wonderland, this pig is a part of it. It's like this crying baby. And the crying baby turns into a pig. And you could just see her face. And she's just like, I'm so fucking done. I'm getting out of here. And she leaves the baby behind. She just lets it wander away in the woods. Because it's like, I'm so done. And this pig. Oh my God. It's so funny to me. Oh, and the world being this card. They're all just like hanging out, being pals, and this stupid Jabberwocky. Its face. I cannot. Stop. It's so funny. I cannot with the Jabberwocky. And this is just a funny judgment to me in general. Because this freaking white rabbit is so pissed off. It's like, wake up, bitch. It's time. Let's get up. And they're all just like, oh, what? Just hanging out in coffins just because in Wonderland. Like, it's such a weird card. But I love it. And finally, this is what I'm talking about. This is my favorite scene. Every time I see the 10 of coins in this card, I cannot. I laugh so hard every time I see. This is one of my favorite 10 of coins ever. This is the scene I'm talking about. Like, it's in the book. It's in the book of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. But this is also in the 1999 version, which is so perfect. Where she is screaming her head off. She's so funny. And she's like, more, Peppa, more. And she's like screaming it. And then the Duchess is just like, la, 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 la. Look at her derpy face. She's just like singing and dancing. And her baby, which, by the way, again, gets turned into a pig. I guess he's eating pizza in this version. He's just screaming his head off. Crying. And Alice in this deck is just vibing. And this frog attendant is just like, this way now, madame. And it's just so chaotic. But it's so funny. I just love that this was included. This is so amazing. Every time I see this deck, again, I'm sent. It's so funny. And finally, the best part. The absolute funniest deck I own. I don't really own like funny rip-roaring decks, but the Weary Writers Tarot is by far the funniest tarot deck I have. It's basically a deck that pokes at writers, and it's kind of like, hey bitch, you need to write your book. And all the cards kind of depict that. And even on the box it says, because honestly, it may take some time, some magic to finish the damn thing. This deck is a workhorse for me because I am a writer and I need help finishing the damn thing. It's just such a funny style too, you know? But this deck is so funny because it is out to get you. It will gag you. This deck is like coming for your head. It is out. Like, you're really willing to die on this hill, huh? Why? Let dying things die and welcome to new things instead. Like, for instance, this is so funny. That's some obscure bullshit meant to inspire you to get your shit together before you fuck this up. Like, this deck is funny and it's trying to help you, but at the same time, it is filled with cursing and like just, trying to get you to deal with it, right? Let me see if I can find another one. It's like maybe you're ready to leave it all behind and start fresh. Just remember to deal with the shit that you sunk your boat last time, right? It's just really funny in the sense that this is a deck that is supposed to be like, it's kind of mean to you. But it's really funny that it's mean to you. Five of Flames, for instance. Competition, bitterness, and rivalry abounds, and you are caught up in the middle. If imposter syndrome has you feeling down, just remember that shitty writers get published all the time. You could be that shitty writer someday. Don't give up. It's just like, it has such a funny, like look at its silly face, the Four of Swords. It is out to get you, but it's really funny in how it does it. It's like, oh, hell yeah. Can you feel it? That huge bubble of creative energy lighting you up from the inside out. It's just pants the shit out of the story, right? Right like a madman. Yeah, babe. It just has this like very like the Eight of Flames. If you've been going, go faster. Pop the fuck off. It's just a funny, like, doesn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time, it's so funny. Like, so hang on tight if things are shit, and if they're not, what are you doing reading this? Go fucking right? It's out to get you, but I love it. I love it. This deck has already gagged me a couple times. Like, I've had readings with this deck, and it was like, I don't feel sorry for you. You need to write. I was like, oh shit, okay. I guess I'm going now. And it is so like this. It's like Nine of Swords, right? Already a card you don't want to get. But it's like, let's not mince words. You look like shit. Are you even sleeping? Probably not. You know? It is so funny. And it's also just funny because of how mean it is. Like, this card, you're deluding yourself and it's not helping. Stop lying to yourself and get to the heart of the problem. Alternatively, someone around you is being shifty as fuck. Keep a careful eye on what's yours. It's like, it's so, I don't know. It's just so spot on. And it's so funny because of that. This, of course, is what I would definitely call a niche deck. If you're not a writer or creative of any kind, this deck is not going to be relevant to you. But this is just so funny to me. Oh, especially this Empress. It's like, yes, bitch. Yes. Brilliance, creativity, and a tsunami of words flowing from your fingertips. Keep going, right? It's just got some good, funny vibes. And I am obsessed. Oh my god. Bad news. What the fuck just happened? Oh my god. I love it. I use this deck all the time. And it's really, this deck's purpose is really just to help me write. So it's not like a deck. This is not a deck I would just whip out for somebody to, like, I don't know, do a reading for them, obviously, unless they needed a writing related reading. So this is really just more for me. But this deck is so funny. So I'm here for it. If you want to see me laughing more about this deck, you should watch to walk through the whole thing. But yeah, this is the most funny deck I have because it's here to, you know, laugh at you and to be like, get your shit together. And I love it. And obviously, coffee stain that looks like it could have rested on top of my coffee. But yeah, that was my comical cards. I don't have, again, maybe my collection won't be as ha 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 hilarious as some other people's, but at the same time, they amuse me. So I decided to do this video anyways. And thank you for all who watched till now. I will see you again next time. Bye.